progressing from last month. This is the last image from January 2017 going into February. You have this cathedral scene. I was trying to figure out a way to make those pillars and everything stand out just a little bit more. If you notice, this is the same cathedral from Live Your Lives. I think I've done it a couple different, or maybe just once in January, but you'll see this cathedral pop up a few times, I'm sure. One thing I noticed when I was doing January's video is I kind of skew these just a little bit longer, or just a little bit, so you'll see me trying to cock this and see just if I can get just the right dimensions and perspective on those. This is just a little rat rod pickup, trying to get perspective. You see me making notes so I know what to work on next time I try a picture like that. The GTO making its mark again. So I started putting these borders on the pictures that I'm using in my actual phone book. My photos on my phone. There are a lot of different size variations, so I've started putting these borders, and that's making a lot of things look a heck of a lot better because I can actually judge where the size and scale of different things. So I think, like the last one, I just needed to skew this just a little bit, and it should have been a little bit better. The whole border itself should have been a lot taller. This is a concept that I'm working on, that once I get this nailed down, I think it's going to be the next painting for my Universal monsters. Obviously Frankenstein fighting the Wolfman, the lovely lady on the ground. I spent 20 minutes trying to get this. You can see proportions are skewed and messed up, but I wanted to get the very design down. I was trying to work within the panel borders. Again, I can't tell you just what was skewed, but I am excited about getting to work on this some more and nailing down that concept so I can get to that painting. This is one of the first that I really just fell in love with. I took my time, took a half hour, got her hand looking great, got her face proportioned to the mic. Honestly, this was one of the best ones that I started to take my time on, and it really shone through. Then you have this one of my friend Holly from Dark Side Comics in the UK. Definitely check her out. She's got this rose tattoo on the side that I wanted to get down, but I was spending a little bit more time than I wanted to. Instead of about 20 minutes, got that far. I'm sure you'll be seeing pictures of her some more in the sketchbook as well. Then we're back to this GTO. Had this Pro Charger version, trying to get all the details down, and then I thought it'd be a little fun to make like a little chibi style version, or like a Matchbox car version of this drag strip car as well. It took me about 20 minutes on that, and just kind of fell in love with that little design. So I don't know if that will be making its mark, or maybe some like shorter story of mine. The 8th was the day before my birthday, and I was flipping through my phone book, and one of my favorite pictures is this one of Gamera eating a cake up on the top of the building. So I drew a birthday Gamera for myself. Honestly, one of my favorite pictures, and I'll probably start using it for people's birthdays, but like for right now, it's my little birthday Gamera. This is a ballerina from Jeff Lafferty's video. I was sketching along while he was doing it. A lot of the proportions are messed up. You can see the face should be a lot more looking down. I drew her hand just because I've started getting in the habit of drawing hands more, because I think the more progress I can make on hands, the more everything else will share that balance and that work that I'm putting in there. a lot of these proportions are off. If you like this style of sketching, I will put a link in the description at some point, linking to Jeff's video of him doing that sketch. I think he does it with a Sharpie and knocks it out in like 10 minutes. It's just so good, and I definitely want to get on that level. So you can see all these notes of things that I can fix, and I see the mistakes. I just want to move on to the next one and make the next one even better. So I know some of this is off because this is all supposed to be black, but I really like the cross hatching that came from this lace across her face and then the shadows on her neck. I think I really highlighted that pretty well, so I just left it as is. I might at some point go back and actually ink one of these, so we'll see on that. Took me about 20 minutes, but I started doing portraits a lot more because I know I can get them fixed. I think I've been working with a wrong set of lines to help work on things. Usually when I draw a circle, it's the top of the head to the mouth. I think I've been skewing that just a little bit too much, and like that's not giving enough room for the nose and everything, so I've started working on a lot on that. So this was one of the first portraits that I really started taking my time on and making those work a lot better. This is just a landscape, a highway going off in the distance. Had a little billboard that says forgive. I kind of did a little gradient on the background sky. I like it all. One of my more favorite pictures of the whole month sketch. 13th was a train wreck. This face is hideous. I couldn't get it to work, but something I do like is this curve of her side, so I just couldn't scrap the whole thing. Her hip bone going into her torso, this line right here is why I like this drawing. I mean, the whole thing is a mess and I can do a lot better, but nailing one or two lines is what I'm working on this sketchbook for. This was just a little quick landscape. I figured it'd take me a little longer, but it was a snowy scene, so a good portion of it was white, so it's hard to draw that and show that. A little lake scene, kind of getting darker as it gets closer. A little trickle, little offshoots of this. I really like this arch, and then going through and seeing the river meander on. I think this only took me 10 minutes, and was a nice little warm-up sketch for the day. So back to working on portraits. I really worked on getting this portrait, or this size down right. You can see I was definitely working a lot more with putting in squares where they should be, and then working on the lines and tightening them up a little bit more. I really like this hand. I think it could be a little bit better, but for what it is, I enjoy it. Then you have my friend Savannah. She was taking photos on her trip to Jamaica. I'll move this up just a shade. You can see this is the initial design. I reworked a couple parts of it because I really wanted those to be highlighted, because I really wanted, like I said, I'm working on my hands and my feet since they're harder parts. For the next day, did another portrait of the same friend, Savannah, and this is one that I took my time on. 30 minutes. I really think this one turned out a lot better than a lot of the portraits I've been doing. I think a lot of that's just taking my time, getting everything situated, and then just going with the lines and things that I have set up. I'm really digging this cross-hatching design. Not nearly as good as Jan's, but you gotta start somewhere. This is from the commission I did for my friend. It's his little daughter in different ballerina poses for that commission. I'm not sure if I'm able to show the painting just yet, but you guys can get a sneak peek at it. This is just a random picture I had in my photo of Megan Fox and Olivia Wilde. Just being weird, I guess. Took about 20 minutes. There are things I can fix. Megan Fox's face isn't nearly as wide as I wished it would be. There's just a couple things that I don't like about this one, but for the most part it works. My little otter friend. I adore this picture. I think it turned out really well. The whole design of the otter, the different shadows on the ice cream sandwiches, just all worked really well. Then you have my friend Levon rocking on her guitar. I've done this a couple times. This design, I haven't been able to nail it just yet, but working towards it. So, little by little, I reckon. So then this next one, like I said, I'm working on hands, getting those working well. I really love this picture, not only from the standpoint of seeing the little details in the arm, but the proportions on the hand are just well done. I'm not so in love with this thumb, but as a whole, it just works really well. Then you have this technology. There's going to be parts where I have to detail some more computers and technology and whatnot, so I really wanted to take my time, flip some switches, knobs, buttons, inputs, all that kind of thing. This one actually took me 40 minutes. Probably the one I took the longest time on this month. And I really wanted to make it something that I could look back on and definitely look back and make some more designs off of things put on this one. Another friend of mine, I think I did one of her last month, but it's Hannah Darkheart. She has this great straight hair. Really invites highlights to be shown on that straight hair. There was one that it goes to black, and I kind of wanted to do that, but for the most part, nailed her eyes and started to work on it some more, but I was putting too much time into it that I went on forward. And here you have the Enforcer. This is a concept that I want to use. It's one of the vans that I freaking love. You can see pictures off to the side of the actual thing. Without a doubt, this one's going to be making... I think this is actually going to be the design for something in my comic series. I never forgot, but we'll get into that down the road. You have another portrait of a friend, Alexandria. The more time I spend with portraits, the more I'm enjoying it. You can see that I was using a circle and doing lips to the top of the head, but it's not the right amount of proportions, or it's just not lining up as correctly as I'd like it to. The van motor, that is huge blower on top of it, took my time, did some shading along it. I really made this one stand out because I'm going to be doing some engine work in a few of the stories coming up, so definitely wanted to take my time. And then Tyndall, you have a portrait of myself. I'm not necessarily enjoying it, but end of the month I figured I'd get one of myself in there. I do like the picture. I just think the portrait itself needs a little work. And then as we get into March, I'm doing all big pen, working with robots, so doing a little Death Dealer robot. So you have that to look forward to in the next sketchbook. Thanks for all your support up to this point. No matter what, the sketchbooks will continue because I know I can still improve on this and that. I'm looking forward to the next few months for sure. Just seeing the progress I made so far. So thanks for watching, and I'll check in with you next month with a new sketchbook.